really good look on this side. I'm not ready yet.
Where were you born?
I can't tell people that.
You can't tell people the state you were born in?
I was born in Oregon.
He loves Oregon. Yeah, he's
I'm
still in
still
Oregon.
in Oregon. Oh my God. I grew up in Africa though.
True
That's
that.
different.
This is what he saw just outside his bedroom. That's him. That's Dr. Paul. He wasn't making it up.
We're gonna go see a young lady who's an athlete and has had a concussion. I don't have any of the details, so we're gonna go learn. Let's check it out. Hello. Hi. How you guys doing? Would you rather I not wear a mask?
I would prefer that, yes.
Okay. I will honor your preference. You had a concussion or an injury? Tell me about it. And when did it happen?
On Tuesday, I was at water polo practice, and I actually got hit in the head twice. Once somebody was just passing the ball to me, and the sun was in my eyes, so it just hit me in the front of the
water
head.
polo?
Yeah, water polo.
Oh.
Yeah, and then the other time I was in goal and somebody shot it and it bounced off the goal post and then into the side of my head.
Wow. Same time, game, or whatever, practice?
Practice, yeah.
Yeah.
Probably like same hour.
Wow. Either time, did you feel dazed, knocked out at all?
I didn't pass out. The first one actually I felt like a little bit like, oh, but not anything like unusual.
So you said foggy and nauseated?
Like dizzy more.
Dizzy?
The nauseous was like, I probably wouldn't have even noticed it if I wasn't paying attention.
All right, so that was yesterday. How about today?
Today, minor dizziness, no nausea, and a little headache, but also the headache I probably wouldn't notice if I wasn't paying attention.
Okay.
Sometimes it
So, have you had injuries before?
She's had to come in about a possible concussion before. Water polo is not a gentle sport.
No,
She
I've
gets
watched
hit
it. I
in the
can't believe
head
what you guys
all
do.
the time.
Like kill each other underwater.
Yes.
Yeah, that's fun.
She gets hit in the head a lot. So.
Yeah, that's fun. All right, I'm going to go through a series of questions. Do you have any loss of memory?
No.
Okay. And you didn't have any loss of consciousness. You didn't appear dazed or confused or have slow speech. Was your speech slow at all?
I don't think so.
No? Okay. Have you felt like you're more forgetful?
No, I'm kind of a forgetful person.
You're in good company.
Yes, you are. All right. And you haven't had a seizure?
Nope.
All right. Sounds like the first day of the injury you didn't really have any symptoms. So let's just talk about the last 2 days when you have had some symptoms. Over the last 2 days, have you had headache?
Yes.
Nausea?
Yes.
Vomiting?
No.
Balance problems?
Does that include dizziness?
I've got dizziness next. So we'll say dizziness, but if you had to balance like normal, stand on one foot,
Oh yeah, I was bouncing.
your balance is okay. Visual problems? Fatigue? Feeling more tired than normal? Being more sensitive to light
No.
or noise?
No.
Any numbness or tingling?
Nope.
How about feeling mentally foggy
Yes.
and feeling slowed down?
I mean, not any more than like usual, but I lately have been having like some like tiredness issues, but that was before too, so.
Okay. Difficulty concentrating?
No.
Remembering things? Difficulty remembering things? No. Are you irritable?
No.
Sad or depressed?
No.
More emotional than normal?
No.
And if you disagree, you can weigh in.
Oh, the only thing I'm thinking is she hates sitting still, so trying to get her to hold
Yes.
still yesterday made her very annoyed.
Well, that's
But
okay.
she
That's,
wanted- it
if
was-
that's her
that-
normal.
Yes, I was just saying
Okay.
she loves it. She's very,
Have you had
very
a change in being more nervous? Okay. How about drowsiness? Increased drowsiness?
No.
Sleeping less than usual?
No.
Sleeping more than usual?
No.
Trouble falling asleep?
I mean, Yesterday I had trouble falling asleep, but that was more because I hadn't worked out as much.
Okay.
So.
All right. We'll let you slide on that one. So do any of your symptoms get worse if you exercise?
Dizziness.
Dizziness does?
I don't, but she hasn't. The sports trainer told her
Well,
she couldn't exercise.
But
So, but that was
yesterday
before.
I
Yeah,
did
she came home
some
from the
weightlifting.
gym early because she.
If you try to, have you been doing any like homework or reading or any kind of intense? No, so can't really answer that one. All right, you've had a previous concussion, yes. How many times?
Well, she's been hit in the head, and they thought
I've been
once
hit in
she
the head
might have had a
a million
concussion.
Okay,
so they were.
we'll call one.
It was
And you, how about headache? Do you have a headache?
Yeah.
You did earlier.
Yeah,
today.
earlier.
Okay.
Like right now, no. But earlier, yes.
All right. And have you had prior treatments for headaches?
No?
A history of migraines, either personally yourself or family history of migraines?
I have migraines. My mom has migraines.
Okay. In general, have you had learning challenges? Academics?
I have dyslexia.
Okay. I had that too. Probably still do. Any other developmental issues, concerns? No. Do you generally have anxiety?
During school.
Tests and stuff.
Yeah.
But not. I mean, I
How
don't
about
think
depression?
it's like severe.
During school.
School is that big trigger. Sleep issues? In
After
general?
games and if I don't get enough exercise.
Okay, and any psychiatric diagnoses that you've been given?
No.
No.
Depression, anxiety, psychiatrically diagnosed, ADD, ADHD, blah, blah, blah.
No.
All right, any other medical history I should know about? Diabetes, thyroid problems.
So.
I have thyroid problems, but
But
she
for
never.
her?
We were in a little bit ago because she's been so tired. Like, I don't know, it's not related to concussion, I don't think, but she's just been so tired. And so they gave us some lab work to do, but then
Okay.
she's had summer camp, so we still need to go in and do that. Like,
Okay. So red flags, and I'm going to give you a paper that has a list of these, but just to go over them, these are things. So I should say this, I'm going to look you over just a quick physical exam, try to look at the back of your pupils and stuff like that. So I'll do the physical part in a moment. But while I'm just sitting with the paperwork, I bet your trainer did a similar kind of questionnaire.
I would assume so.
Yeah.
This
She-
sounds
yeah.
similar?
Did.
Yeah. So we got today 4 positives. You said they did 8
said he
positives.
had-
Yeah, but some of them
but I don't know
kind of
what-
sounded repetitive to me, so
Yeah.
I circle all of them, but a few of them, like, it was like the same thing with different wording. That's why I was like, really?
It can be a little tricky.
Okay.
So you clearly haven't gotten worse.
Yeah.
Do you sense today might be a little better than yesterday, or is it the same or worse?
I mean, like,
In all these sort of symptoms that you've been having?
I feel better than I did yesterday. I mean, I've got a headache, but that's really the only one
Okay.
that I have that is continually bothering me. I only
yeah.
got dizzy once today so far. Yesterday was several times.
Okay, so you're on the mend. That's good. A good sign. The big thing you don't want to miss with brain injury is if you think about the brain is soft, mushy, and it's sitting inside a hard box. The skull is just this hard shell, and when you get hit, jerk, and the soft brain goes chunk chunk inside the box. And it has a slight risk if it's a really hard hit, like a motor vehicle crash, and you know, bam, that you can tear little blood vessels and then bleed inside the, between the brain and the skull, or within the brain itself. And because the skull can't change its size, if there's swelling of the brain,
Okay, I heard of that.
it's got nowhere to go.
Right.
So then you get in trouble because the only place it can go is out the bottom.
That ice skating book. Remember Silver Skates or whatever? It doesn't matter.
Okay, yeah.
So anyway, the time when the highest danger for a slow bleed showing up
Okay.
with symptoms is the first 12 to 24 hours. So we're way past that.
Okay.
And we're already now, the fact that you're already getting better, I'm not worried. It's just, the caution is you don't want to get too intense into your sports or thinking. So anything that creates brain activity, stresses the brain, or sports, especially a sport where you can get another head injury like your water polo.
What would you call like stressful thinking? Like the thing that
Homework, intense video games where you've got to react. You're causing a lot of brain activity.
Or like reading for fun, she could do that or no?
I haven't been doing that.
No, I know you haven't.
Reading does require a lot of focus.
What about like?
School hasn't started yet.
Yeah,
it's just
school
sports
was up for a while.
practices.
Yeah, I have a feeling within a week to 10 days you're going to be totally fine, totally back to baseline.
Okay.
So the more you avoid intense sports, intense brain activity, until you're completely back to normal baseline, the better. And I think you'll get there fairly quickly from just the nature of the injury and the fact that you're starting to get better already. So those are good things. But here's the things to watch for, and they'll be on this sheet that I give you. Your headaches are getting worse. I mean, if they're baseline, they come and go, that's one thing. But if they're just progressively getting worse and worse, you got to come back and be seen. Obviously, if you have a seizure. If you develop something that's on one side of the body that's not on the other. Because, this part of the brain, your right brain operates mostly your left side, and your left brain operates the right side.
That's weird.
It is weird. So if all of a sudden you've got numbness or tingling or clumsiness on one side, something's going on up there, right? So we want, your sides should be equal. Coordination, feeling, everything. If you seem really drowsy, can't be awakened. Like you go to wake her up, you can't get her up. That's obviously.
Sometimes
She's
difficult
really hard to wake up.
Yeah.
Yes, more so than usual.
Get out the spray bottle and see what happens.
Ice creams are great.
There you go. Repeated vomiting. So generally we let someone who's had a concussion vomit once, but more than that, you've got to be seen. Okay. Slurred speech, that would be really concerning. If you all of a sudden can't recognize people or places, like acting confused. Weird irritability, numbness, tingling, arms or legs, neck pain that's unusual behavior change. It's like, whoa, that's not my kid. And obviously if your consciousness is fading. Those are the red flags. So the most important part of the evaluation of a concussion is looking at the pupil. So we can look through the pupil of the eye at the retina, which is the back of the eyeball. And if you've had pressure develop in your brain, there are changes that we can see in the retina. So it's like the only way we get a look into the brain, because the retina is actually right there connected to the brain, the optic nerve, where all the optic nerve goes into the brain. So that's why I have to have it darker so your eyes are a little dilated. As I come into your line of vision, try to ignore me. And just keep looking at that with the eye that I'm not blocking, if you know what I mean. Because I'm gonna get in your way. There it is. Okay, stand over here. Oh, good. I got a really good look on this side. Close. Yeah. If I was to see a problem, there's blurring around the disc. The disc of the optic nerve is this really sharp. The optic disc looks white, and the rest of the retina looks more blood-like, kind of pink. And so it's this sharp margin, and when you have pressure in the head, it starts to get blurry. Where the arteries and veins cross, arteries have higher pressure, so it'll start to press on the vein, and you can actually see that. It's called AV nicking. So I don't see any of that stuff. You're good. Now I'm just going to real quickly look at the rest of you, and you'll be good to go. Just hold off on water. Are you in water polo season right now?
Like preseason practice.
Preseason. Okay, good.
Yeah. So the coaches want her healed up.
Yes.
Primarily,
Say,
because she is the only goalie. So
Say,
they said if she needs to sit out, now is the time as
Perfect.
opposed to later. So.
Well, you can't have a team without a goalie. And then goalie's a specialized skill.
Especially when you don't have a backup. You don't have a backup right now.
I've always admired goalies. I think you're like sitting duck.
That's what it feels like sometimes.
So, do you have any tenderness at all anywhere where I'm
pain?
touching? Yeah, when I touch along here, anything hurt?
No.
So I'm going along the spinous processes, right down your back. None of that hurts.
No.
And then, how about the spinal muscles?
No.
Everything feels fine.
Nope.
Can you look all the way up, higher, higher, higher? Perfect. Look down, chin down as far as you can go. Any of that hurt?
No.
Look straight ahead. Look out the window.
Turn.
As far as you can turn. Perfect. Look at the other wall over there. Perfect. Any of that bother you? All right. Okay. I think as soon as your dizziness and slight headache, I think those are the main things that are left. When those are gone, start with walking, and then, you know, a day or two later you can swim.
Okay.
Don't do contact yet. And then a day or two later, if you're truly without any symptoms, you can probably go back to your training.
Okay.
They usually like do a week and then a week, and I'm thinking your symptoms are so mild.
Yeah.
As long as when you overdo it and the symptoms come back, whoa, back off a week.
So
That's why they say rest until it's.
if I get hit in the head again, what do you suggest?
Stop
That
playing water polo.
happens a lot.
So,
That's fine.
Beginner.
you know, it's water polo and soccer. You get a lot of head injuries,
Yeah.
right? The
No.
balls are hitting the head all
I
the time.
probably get hit in the head every practice.
Yeah.
Nice ones.
All the more reason to be sure you're 100% before you go back. Can you wear a helmet?
We don't have any.
There's no helmet
don't have
for
them for water polo?
They have
Don't they have
ear
those softs?
protection. It's just
No,
it's
they're
like
not
your swim
soft.
cap.
They're like
It's like
the
fabric.
shirt.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
It's just that attaches. There's these little plastic ear
Like
protector
wrestling.
things.
Like
Yeah.
wrestling, yeah.
Yeah.
So I don't know why.
You know, with concussion, multiple smaller hits do matter. They add up, which is why for football they've put all these sensors in the helmets now, and they're getting very high tech.
Wow.
Yeah, I don't have a ton of experience with water polo. I've never had anybody have a serious injury. I've had several water polo players in my practice, so I don't think your risks are that high.
Okay.
But
That's good.
you know, if you at any time feel dazed, you got to take yourself out
Okay.
until you're
So
sure.
dazed.
Okay, so this would be good to get your thoughts on, because when we were talking, I'm like, we've gone over this stuff before, because the coaches require that you go over all the concussions. She's like,
Right.
I just thought if I passed out, and I was like, no, you can get a concussion
Yeah, I don't-
without passing out. So
I mean, just
anyway.
think of the cartoons, you know, and they go woo woo woo, and they show the spitting and the stars.
Okay.
You know,
So it's like that.
Yeah, but days might just be like you're like confused momentarily,
Okay.
right?
So it's just for a second.
So take yourself out for a minute. I mean, that's up to the referees and the coaches
Yes.
should do that.
Yeah.
I think they're
But-
supposed to.
But there is so much going on
Yeah.
in those games. I think it's hard
Half
for
the
them
time I
to
don't think
see.
they even notice.
Yeah, I don't
Yeah,
think they
I
can
mean,
see.
there's probably a lot
Water
of incidental
splashing
contact
everywhere.
that's happening all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah, but if you don't feel right, you are the guardian of your own brain
Okay.
in this situation. It's not worth it. You gotta have to like this video for this young lady telling us the whole story. So give it some thumbs up, likes, and share it. And thanks for watching.
Yeah, thanks for being a good sport.